nature isn't always about strength or speed. Sometimes survival comes down to deception. In the insect world, many species don't fight their enemies head-on. Instead, they lie, disguise themselves, or manipulate other animals into doing their work for them. These insects are masters of trickery, using illusions and clever strategies that would put even the best magicians to shame. And stick around until the end of this video, because we'll be having a trivia segment where you can test how well you were paying attention. Our topic for today is top 5 insects that trick other animals. At first glance, the orchid mantis looks like a delicate flower floating in the air. Its body is white and pink, with petal-like legs that make it almost indistinguishable from a real orchid. But this beautiful appearance is actually a deadly lie. Pollinators like bees and butterflies are drawn to flowers for nectar. When they approach what they think is a harmless bloom, they're actually heading straight into a trap. The mantis doesn't just hide among flowers. It is the illusion. Once the prey gets close enough, the mantis strikes with lightning speed. Some insects don't just hide, they impersonate. The ant-mimicking spider beetle looks and moves almost exactly like an ant. It has a narrow waist, long legs, and even mimics the jerky walking patterns of ants. Why copy ants? Because ants are usually avoided by predators. They can bite, sting, or swarm in large numbers. By pretending to be an ant, the beetle gains protection without having to be dangerous itself. While technically a spider, the bolus spider deserves a mention because of how ingenious its trick is. Instead of spinning a web, it releases a chemical scent that mimics the pheromones of female moths. Male moths, thinking they've found a potential mate, follow the scent straight to the spider. At the perfect moment, the spider swings a sticky thread called a bolus, snagging the moth mid-air. Lanternfly nymphs look like tiny, colorful creatures covered in bright spots and patterns. To predators, these colors signal danger, often meaning the animal is poisonous. Here's the trick. Many lanternfly nymphs aren't actually toxic. They rely on false warning colors to scare predators away. Birds and lizards that have learned to associate bright colors with bad experiences won't take the risk. This type of deception is called Bayesian mimicry, where a harmless species imitates a harmful one. It's a bluff that works surprisingly well, especially against predators that can't afford to make mistakes. Topping our list is the cuckoo wasp, an insect that tricks others into raising its offspring. Instead of building its own nest, the cuckoo wasp sneaks into the nest of another insect, usually a solitary bee or wasp. It lays its eggs there and leaves. When the eggs hatch, the host unknowingly feeds and protects the intruder's larvae, often at the expense of its own young. The cuckoo wasp is also covered in a shiny, armored body that protects it if the host discovers the deception. It's a combination of infiltration, manipulation, and defense, all wrapped into one tiny insect. All right, let's see how much you learned. Here are 3 trivia questions. Ready? Let's get started. Question 1. Which insect tricks its prey by pretending to be a flower? A. Lanternfly nymph. B. Orchid mantis. C. Cuckoo wasp. D. Ant mimicking beetle. Correct answer. B. Orchid mantis. The orchid mantis uses visual deception to lure pollinators by resembling a real flower. Unlike insects that simply hide among plants, the orchid mantis actively attracts prey by mimicking color, shape, and even petal structure. This makes insects like bees believe they're approaching nectar, not a predator. The trick works because it exploits instincts that pollinators rely on for survival, turning their own behavior against them. Question 2. What sense does the bolus spider mainly exploit to catch its prey? A. Sight. B. Touch. C. Smell. D. Sound. Correct answer. C. Smell. The bolus spider releases chemicals that imitate the pheromones of female moths. Male moths depend heavily on scent to locate mates, especially at night when visibility is low. By copying this chemical signal, the spider bypasses visual detection entirely. This shows how deception in nature can target sensory systems beyond what we typically think of, making it especially effective. Last question. What is the main advantage of mimicking ants? A. Easier access to flowers. B. Increased speed. C. Protection from predators. D. Better camouflage from weather. Correct answer. C. Protection from predators. Ants are often avoided by predators because they can sting, bite, or attack in large groups. Insects that mimic ants benefit from this reputation without actually being dangerous themselves. Predators usually don't stop to investigate closely. They rely on quick visual cues. This allows ant mimics to move safely through environments where other insects might quickly become prey. And that wraps up our countdown of the top 5 insects that trick other animals. Nature may be full of strength and speed, but sometimes brains and a little bit of deception win the day. If you enjoy this video, please check out our other bingeable channels. Thank you for watching. If you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution.